the YouTube channel. Today I got a super juicy topic for you, and today we're going to talk about how to get FHA loan 25% discounted, and they'll just tack that on to the end of your loan. So you might think, what is going on? Yeah, according to this article right here that I've read from the Washington Journal, is that FHA wants to basically give people the option that were in forbearance, that didn't have enough money at the moment, or just have some distress, because it's looking at these charts, right here, the delinquency rate is not as bad as it was during COVID, but they're like, hey, we did it during COVID, and we basically tacked on the mortgage payments at the end. So these people with low interest rates, well, we don't want you to we don't want you to go into forbearance or something that happens to you, that's not that great. So we're just going to take off 25% of your mortgage payment, and we're just going to tack that on at the end. How long at the end and at what interest rate is not determined from this article, but this is very worrisome, because frankly what they're doing is they're giving you short relief over long-term pain. So what does that mean? So when you're in a program like they're trying to roll out, what's end up gonna happening is investors, or how they sell the debt to other people, are gonna come at the end of your mortgage when you should be paid off, and at 30 years already a huge long-term loan. So they're gonna tack that on at the end. So when you buy your house in your 30s and you want to retire with 60, the idea is that you're gonna retire after 30 years with no mortgage payment. That's some idea that some people have. If you don't, that's all right, but the idea was to kind of be in your 60s to have your house paid for. So now that you don't have technically your house paid for because you took out for 5 years, you took off 20% of your mortgage, and that's going to be tacked on. So that enslaves you some more time into the system, so that you got to make mortgage payments to whoever is going to buy your fund or whatnot. And so basically you're back to a 40-year mortgage. And I'm not a fan of 40-year mortgages, because you're going to be in debt for a long time. And you can say that playing like, hey, interest rates are going to go up in 40 years. They're going to keep going up, and it's going to be high interest rates again, so I do want a 40-year mortgage. But the interest you're paying on a 40-year loan, if you do that calculation, that is crazy. So the last part you want to do is actually take out a longer term loan, because the longer the loan term, the more interest it accrues, and the more interest it accrues, the more you're going to have to pay up. So there is huge trouble on the horizon with stuff like that, because there are 300,000 delinquents that haven't made payments in 90 days. Then you're going to be in trouble financially with doing something like that. So when you're looking at buying a house, and these people in FHA loans, where they're like, oh, it's for lower income people anyways, when you can't get them right the first time, where they're going to make more and more money and don't fall back on hard times, it even in the article says it's going to cost the government more if they lose their house than it is to give them 20% off. So then my question is, why don't just eliminate the interest rate and just take away the interest rate, and just say, these people, you pay me back $300,000 as soon as you can over 10-15 years with no interest payments. That would help them out, but that'd be unfair to everybody else. So how can you somehow find a way how you can make that fair for everybody? Because not everybody has FHA loans that are backed by programs like this. So if you're not backed by one of these programs, then you got to go out and refi. And the worst thing is, me and my wife, we probably would not qualify to refi a $600,000 mortgage, or no, it was like $400,000 or $500,000. $500,000 mortgage at 6%, because we got it at 2 point something, $500,000. So how are you going to help out these people? Because you got to help them out somehow, because you don't want them to be homeless and then they're in the system and then they cost you way more at the end of the day, rather than just giving them short-term relief. But short-term relief cannot be over 15 years or 5 years, because when you do, if they can't make $200 payments, if they're going to let their mortgage go delinquent for $200, we have way bigger problems. And when we look at delinquencies, when talking about mortgages, so if I would be delinquent, I'd stop paying my car insurance, I'd stop paying lights, electric, cable, TV. The only thing be food and housing. Everything else a luxury. Don't pay the electricity company. Don't pay any of it, because a roof over the head is the most important part. And if they repo the car, they repo the car. So if $200, like in this article, is the deciding factor, we need to talk about how we can get these people on a better track, how we can get these people into a better situation. And if you have an idea, let me know in the comments below. But for me, I don't know, because when you learn about statistics, they'll tell you that some are super high income earner, and they'll bring everybody up that doesn't make any money. So I'd love to know, who are these people that have these FHA loans who can't make those payments, and how can you, as a taxpayer or as a businessman, help them make their payments? And no, you don't need to come at it like, oh, they just got to work hard. And no, sometimes they are working hard, they just can't see it. But you got to somehow help them see how they can make more money, because even though they're trying, sometimes it's really difficult to get ahead in life when just everything, you got a new job, then you can't go to work because your car broke down, you get fired because you couldn't make the meetings, stuff like that, where it's just constantly happening to you, and you're in this little wheel that's spinning, and you just can't do it. So how can I help these people be better? So some you cannot help. Some people are already out because they don't want to help themselves and they don't care. So they're just going to live their lives and do whatever they want. But for the other people that are willing to learn and better themselves, they need to come up with a solution, a creative solution, how to help them out. So if I was in that situation of somebody like that, I would actually go to community college, try to get free college, apply for grants, or start my own business. And there's huge opportunities now everywhere where people are, I need house cleaners. Oh, I don't mind cleaning houses. And so you go out and do house cleaning for people, or you go start a mobile car wash, or you do social media management, or you do play video games and stream it online. There's so many ways how you can supplement your income, but all these things require capital to begin with, and they require a lot of knowledge. I think that everybody can do it, but is everybody good at it? I doubt that everybody's going to be good at it. So in my personal opinion, I don't think that that lowering the mortgage rate for 5 years is a good thing. I think we should either lower the interest rate and just keep it at that and call it a loss on the books, because then you actually help them out with $200, or send them to college, or send them to more training so they can do more educated jobs that pay more. But that all has other wheels turning, because everybody wants to be like, oh, I want a tech job, work 3 hours a day, and then get paid $150,000, $200,000 a year, working at Google or somewhere. But that ain't the reality for most Americans. So I have no clue how to help these people that are delinquent on their mortgage. Let me know if you know somebody and what they're doing. I'd be curious to know, and I'll have a conversation with you guys. And this was it for this video, where I was talking about 25% off FHA loans.